I'm Ashley Sears, and these are Wisconsin's most wanted for August 2025.
U.S. Marshals are looking for a man charged with speeding away from police and crashing into a pole. Investigators say he then took off running.
Fox 6's Ashley Sears with the tattoos that could help identify him.
It's never a game to run from the law.
We drove in oncoming traffic lanes, putting everyone else at risk.
Sheboygan detective and U.S. Marshals Task Force officer Coron Walcott was on duty when 24-year-old Coron Walcott got pulled over.
Identified himself with a Wisconsin driver's license form.
Everything seemed like it was a routine stop until a canine came to sniff the car.
He decided that he was going to drive off at a high rate of speed instead of getting out of the car.
Investigators say he led them through heavy traffic, coming to a crashing halt.
He went through a stop sign without any regard for public safety and then ultimately crashed into a utility pole, totaling the vehicle.
Police say Walcott took off running, and they found a suitcase filled with THC vapes inside the car. Court records show this isn't the 24-year-old's first run-in with the law.
He's got a muddled past. He's on probation for delivery of marijuana. He's also on for sexual activity with a 15-year-old under the age of 19 for him, and felony bail jumping.
Walcott has ties to Sheboygan, Milwaukee, and Manitowoc. He has loyalty tattooed on his left forearm and Lucky Boss 6 on his right.
Not taking accountability for what it was and turned the situation a lot worse.
Law enforcement says eventually his games will end with him behind bars. In Sheboygan, Ashley Sears, Fox 6 News.
Okay, let's recap. Coron Walcott, 5'8", goes about 135. Again, he has ties to Sheboygan, Milwaukee, Manitowoc, and Walcott has those tattoos. One says loyalty and Lucky Boss 6 tattooed on his arms. If you have any idea where he is, you can call the U.S. Marshals tip line right now, 414-297-3707, and of course, you can remain anonymous.
After Walcott's profile aired on Fox 6, he later turned himself into a Sheboygan detention center and is now going through the court system.
A Milwaukee man accused of ordering the killing of a man in Cudahy more than 20 years ago continues to run from the law. The accused leader of the Latin Kings was one of 50 people indicted on federal racketeering charges in 2005. Authorities believe he's in Mexico. Fox 6's Ashley Sears with a reward now being offered to help find him.
Armando's story kind of starts back when he was a young kid.
In order to climb the ladder, sometimes a path of destruction is left behind.
Well, he's certainly been embedded with violence his whole life.
Investigators say Armando Berrian rose through the ranks of the Latin Kings, living a life of crime in Milwaukee.
Early 2000s, he was 14 years old. He was already involved in gang violence.
By 16, investigators say he ordered the execution of a man at a Cudahy gas station. It started when U.S. Marshals say Berrian was fighting with a rival gang member and someone stepped in to stop it.
Just an innocent bystander trying to do his part to help break up the fight, so a true victim.
In 2005, Berrian was one of 50 people indicted on federal racketeering charges. Most face harsh sentences, but a tip may have allowed Berrian to get away. It's believed he fled to a Mexican border town.
It certainly adds some obstacles, but we have a great relationship with Mexican authorities.
Berrian has his mother's name Sylvia tattooed on his ankle and sometimes uses different names.
His aliases include Mondi, and at one point it was believed he was using the name Jose Dienda.
Though 2 decades have now passed, the search to find the fugitive hasn't stopped.
He can run, but he can't hide.
U.S. Marshals are confident it's only a matter of time he slips up and falls. In Cudahy, Ashley Sears, Fox 6 News.
Armando Berrian is 5'5". He weighs 140 pounds. A $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to his arrest. Again, he uses the nicknames Mondi and Jose Dienda. Authorities believe he is in a Mexican city bordering Texas. If you know where he is, call the U.S. Marshals tip line at 414-297-3707. You will remain anonymous.
U.S. Marshals are looking for a teen wanted for the shooting death of these two kids. Here's what happened. Investigators say he pulled out a gun when he was buying weed.
Fox 6's Ashley Sears with the surveillance that led to the charges.
Important stories are always worth repeating.
Family and friends have gathered back here at the shooting scene.
The investigation into the shooting deaths of two teenagers
The U.S. Marshals are looking for the 15-year-old they say pulled the trigger.
has been featured on Fox 6 multiple times.
A third teen who is charged as an adult, Milwaukee police say is still on the run.
This is something that's not going to go away. Christopher's still wanted.
For more than a year, investigators have been looking for Christopher Scott. In May of last year, police say the 16-year-old and two friends came up with a devious plan to meet up with Alejandro Sanchez and Monroe Wesso on the city's far south side.
They made plans to buy weed from two other juveniles, and when they met with them, they attempted to rob them.
Investigators say Scott pulled out a gun and the two victims fought back. They both died after being shot. Surveillance outside of an apartment at 14th and Halsey captured it all. Two teens were arrested, but U.S. Marshals say Scott went on the run.
Search warrants were done, but by the time all that information was gathered, he had already fled.
Investigators believe the 16-year-old is still hanging around Milwaukee. He has ties to the Minneapolis area. They say he's likely getting help.
Obviously, somebody like this, they're a kid, they don't have money, they don't have resources, so somebody, whether it's friends or family, is helping him.
U.S. Marshals want Scott to know he can't stay in the shadows for long.
He needs to turn himself in. The Marshals are not going away. This is something that's going to continue to be haunting him.
They want him to get the message so they don't have to repeat it. In Milwaukee, Ashley Sears, Fox 6 News.
So let's recap. Christopher Scott, 6 feet tall, goes about 175 pounds. He's 16 years old. He wears locks in his hair. He has braces on his teeth. Scott has ties to both Milwaukee and Minneapolis. If you know where he is tonight, you're urged to call the U.S. Marshals tip line. There's the number, 414-297-3707. And, of course, you can remain anonymous. U.S. Marshals tonight are looking for a man accused of threatening a woman while he was on supervised release. Investigators say he has a history of gun charges. Our Ashley Sears tonight explains why authorities say this guy stands out.
There are nearly 3,000 cemeteries in all of Wisconsin. Investigators have been searching for one tomb.
He still has time, and it's just that turn yourself in.
30-year-old Deshawn Tombs has been off the grid since March.
You're going to get arrested again. You're going to go back up in front of that federal judge again, and you're going right back through the same process again.
Tombs was convicted of a federal gun charge in 2021. When he finished his sentence, he was put on supervised release. The Milwaukee man had been attending court-mandated classes and checking in with law enforcement when U.S. Marshals say he started to slip up.
At some point, he started having issues with testing positive for illegal drugs.
Around that same time, authorities say a woman came forward claiming Tombs was threatening her. When she told him she was going to police, U.S. Marshals say he came back with another threat.
He said something far as, "That's okay, I'm gonna go out with a bang."
Investigators say the Milwaukee man is known to have a long gun and sometimes uses the names Deshawn and Xavier.
He has braids, about 6'5", so he kind of sticks out in a crowd. So he should be very recognizable.
The 30-year-old has ties to Milwaukee, Cudahy, and Madison. U.S. Marshals want him to come forward and clear things up.
Deshawn, you were doing good. It hasn't been a year. You can still make this right. Just do the right thing, turn yourself in.
If not, this case will live on until he's caught. In Milwaukee, Ashley Sears, Fox 6 News.
So let's recap what we do know. Deshawn Tombs is 6'5", weighs 259 pounds. As the Marshals said, he does stick out in a crowd. 30-year-old is considered armed and dangerous. He has ties to Milwaukee, Cudahy, and Madison. And again, sometimes he goes by Deshawn, sometimes he goes by Xavier. But if you know where he is tonight, you are strongly urged to call the U.S. Marshals tip line at 414-297-3707. And of course, you can remain anonymous. To prison after investigators found 19 pounds of meth in his car. When he was released, he found himself in more trouble. Then he went on the run.
Fox 6's Ashley Sears explains how he keeps staying hidden using multiple aliases.
No matter how hard you try, there is no escaping your true identity.
It makes him dangerous to society and the community.
For more than a year, 44-year-old Soudchai Visethsounethone has been hiding from the law, using dozens of names to stay under the radar.
He does have several fake IDs and fake documents, so that makes it difficult as well.
The 44-year-old has at least 30 different aliases. He's been known as Billy and Bobby, Chai Chai and Chino. While his name might change, one thing that doesn't, the charges against him.
When he was finally arrested, there was 19 pounds of methamphetamine in the vehicle.
In 2019, federal authorities executed search warrants on homes in Milwaukee, finding drugs and guns, identifying Visethsounethone as the lead suspect.
A warrant was put out for him, and he was finally stopped in Indiana by state troopers with one other individual in the vehicle, and that's where the drugs were found.
He was arrested, charged, and convicted, sentenced to more than 5 years in federal prison and 5 supervised release. U.S. Marshals say he hasn't been following the rules.
Testing positive for marijuana and methamphetamine multiple times, not maintaining and reporting a stable residence, issues with employment.
He has ties to Milwaukee and Sheboygan and has a distinct tattoo on his neck.
There's a sweeping tattoo that comes up the side, and then it looks like a girl or a woman's face just behind his right ear.
U.S. Marshals want the 44-year-old to know he can't stay hidden forever.
Turn yourself in and face these charges. They're not going away.
No matter how you spell it, trouble will eventually catch up. In Milwaukee, Ashley Sears, Fox 6 News.
Thank you, Ashley. The 44-year-old fugitive is 5 foot 9 inches tall and weighs about 210 pounds. He uses at least 30 different aliases. He does have ties to Milwaukee and Sheboygan. And as Ashley mentioned, he's got that large tattoo of a woman on his neck. If you know where he is, call the U.S. Marshals tip line at the number on your screen, 414-297-3707. You will remain anonymous.
You could watch every Sunday night for more Wisconsin's Most Wanted.